All right, for more on this, let's now welcome Mr. Joseph Mayson, who is United Behind's legal officer. Joseph, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, let's start by understanding in detail why United Behind actually launched the application against Peters.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me on. So, Dipuo Peters, we believe and we allege, was, overseeing PRASA as the Minister of Transport in the worst years of PRASA's decline between 2013 and 2017. Mm-hmm. And so, we knew of her misdemeanors before, but then it was clarified as part of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, where various allegations and implications came to light, and we then submitted a complaint against her in the Parliamentary Ethics Committee. And we had 6 allegations against her, basically that she unlawfully dismissed the only PRASA board in the last decade that had integrity. Mm-hmm. That is the board chaired by Popo Molefe. She also attempted to stop that board from investigating into corruption at PRASA, corruption that totaled about 14 billion rand. And she also failed to investigate to report that 79 million rand was siphoned to the ANC through the corrupt Swifambo toll trains tender. And then she also failed to ensure that the ANC paid for PRASA buses to be used when it transported ANC supporters to the party's events. And as you mentioned, she failed to appoint a permanent GCO, which and the wasteful search process cost PRASA 1.7 million rand. And then lastly, she attempted to implement unlawful procurement policies at PRASA. So all of these things we then submitted to the Ethics Committee. Unfortunately, it only investigated the buses issue, the CEO issue, and the dismissal of the board. Mm-hmm. The other 3 points it failed to investigate, and I think that is one of the reasons why she was only suspended for 1 parliamentary term with pay. She wasn't forced to apologize in Parliament, and the ethics didn't take any harsher sanction against her, which was an issue.
But then, look, Joseph, I'll let you talk just now, Joseph. I mean, what were you initially seeking from, of course, the process in terms of punishment for Peters?
Well, so the Constitution doesn't allow the Ethics Committee to remove her. Mm-hmm. But we wanted, certainly that the ANC should remove her. And that is one of the reasons why we then wrote to the President on the 6th of February after we won the court case against her and after the Ethics Committee's sanction, mm-hmm. For him to remove her. So this is a bit of a mixed. We have a bit of a mixed reaction about this because we wanted her removal, and here she's only been suspended. But we did want the Ethics Committee to dock her pay, which it is entitled to do. It could have removed her from positions. It could have recommended basically much greater sanctions than were given.
Now, Jason, look, look, very quickly now, PRASA in itself is in a state, and a lot of allegations and blame were also leveled against Peters. I mean, last month, we understand that the High Court also dismissed her bid to lift that suspension, and she's still in public office. Will you be taking up more action then to see her fired completely, or what are your next moves, if you care to share with us?
Our next moves are to petition the President again to remove her in totality. And I don't think we should view this as an isolated incident. She is part of a whole group of people who have failed the people of South Africa, who have failed poor and working class people who now have a train system that is utterly broken. Mm-hmm. And where people now have to pay, 30% and above, of their income on transport. So, this is part of a whole ream of court cases that we've brought against people such as Sifu Buthelezi, Lucky Montana, Joe Maswanganyi, and others who we believe are responsible in part for the downfall of PRASA. And so we won't rest. We will continue with our court cases. We'll continue with our action in the streets. We'll continue with our lobbying to ensure that some semblance of accountability is achieved, for state capture at PRASA, for maladministration at PRASA, and the like.
All right. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you so much for that. That is Mr. Joseph Mayson, Unite Behind, the legal officer on the suspension of Dipuo Peters. We are expecting, of course, a reaction from the presidency as well on the story. So anytime we do have access to them, we'll definitely be giving you the latest update on that.